Now, all the games, all the highlights. You've waited for it long enough. The WSAV Friday Night Blitz, driven by your Savannah and Low Country Honda dealers, is on the air.
This is the Friday Night Blitz on WSAV.
What is going on? Welcome to the Friday Night Blitz tonight on WSAV. I'm Sports Director Greg Talbot, and as you might have been able to guess with the ribbon cutting just earlier this week, we are live tonight from Memorial Stadium in Savannah, the beautiful new field that all of these public school teams in Savannah are going to share. It has been years in the making, so we were excited to broadcast our live Friday Night Blitz game of the week from here tonight on WSAV CW, but we were actually more excited to put the product on the field, on the showcase, in the spotlight. Jenkins and Windsor Forest. It's a great local Savannah public school rivalry with a lot more meaning this year. Because Benedictine moved up from AA to AAA and joined this public school region, it is assumed that they are going to win the region and move on easily to the playoffs. However, the winner of this game will likely get the second seed and home field advantage in the playoffs. Well, Windsor knocked through a field goal on their first drive, but on their second drive, the sophomore running back, Damasio Harris, would ram it in to put them up 9 points before Jenkins ever got on the board. But in the second quarter, Jenkins finally woke up. Their sophomore quarterback, Patrick Blake, he's a first-year starter. He lobs one up for Ronald Cooper. He hauls it in. Plus, they would convert the 2 points, and they would make it 9-8. And the comeback was on. Fourth quarter now, the catch of the night. Darius Bush underneath it behind the defense. He tips it up and still brings it down. Jenkins would take the lead for the first time on that play, and then later in the fourth, with Windsor trying to mount a comeback, they were pushed up against their own goal line. Jenkins would block a punt to make it 21-9. Now Windsor would find their end zone one more time, but it was too late. Jenkins holds on to win 21-15. So you might be wondering, what does that mean? Well, it means that now we are expecting Benedictine to still run the table in the AAA region here in Savannah. And now with Jenkins with the inside spot, they have the inside track after winning the night. We expect that matchup on November 2nd between Jenkins and Benedictine to decide the AAA 3 region title here in the GHSA. So that's it tonight from Memorial Stadium. Let's toss it back now to our WSAV studios, where Connor Del Prete is standing by with highlights of a lot more games in Georgia and South Carolina. How's it going, Connor?
What is up, Greg? What a fantastic game out there at Memorial Stadium. Let me tell you, it's a beautiful place there. Not only a fantastic matchup over there, we had another fantastic matchup up north or down south. Let's dive in now. Battle of the Cats here. Liberty County Panthers making the jaunt to Hinesville to take on the Richmond Hill Wildcats. Liberty County's Deontay Bowens launches a long bomb here, and it is hauled in by Jaleel Gilbert, who gets around the defense for a nice gain here. Bowens did the heavy lifting there to get the ball to his receiver. Now he does the work on the ground to cap off a nice little drive here. This is going to be a QB keeper by Bowens, 8 yards. That gives us the first points of the game here in Hinesville. He refuses to go down until he's in the end zone. Panthers not so lucky next time around, though. Richmond Hill's defense putting its foot down with authority. We're going to see a sack in the end zone for a safety here. That Richmond Hill defense is ferocious, and they're doing everything they can to stay in this game. But Liberty County would have the last laugh. Bowens is going to air it out to Chris Coleman here. This is a dude that exploded for 5 touchdowns just a couple weeks ago. He's capable of the big play every time that ball touches his hands. He's off to the races like it's the Kentucky Derby. Capable of that big play. Panthers hold on to win this one by the final of 21-12. Let's check out some other 5A scores here. Fresh off a big win at Statesboro, Effingham County falls to Burke County 14-31, and Glenn Academy runs into a buzzsaw. That is Ware County. Ware County wins by the final of 26-6. And Brunswick hosted New Hampstead, a game that certainly lived up to some of its hype. Brunswick coming away with that win, 31-27. And Bradwell beating up on poor Long County 34-0. Now South Effingham looked dominant in week 1. What have you done for me lately, though, Mustangs? They're losers of their past 3, hosting Pierce County, and D. Bethea kicks off the scoring. Like a young Le'Veon Bell, he's patiently waiting for his hole, and once he sees it, good luck stopping it. Shrugs off a couple of stangs there to find the end zone, 7-0 Bears. Now on the kickoff, a few moments later, Alex Sella thinking end zone here, and he gets by everyone except for the kicker. Look at a play from the kicker to stop that big touchdown. Kickers are people too. I've been telling you this for weeks now. A couple drives later, Taylor Jackson, always slippery when he's on the run, but the ball was just slippier tonight. That's a fumble. Seth Foster pokes it out. Bears recover, and Pierce County with the chance to go up 2 scores here. Jermaine Bruton, something brewing down the field. Who is it? Of course, D. Bethea. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. A man amongst boys tonight. His second touchdown helps Pierce County rack up nearly 500 yards on offense. They take this one by the final of 42-0. The Mustangs 5A foe Statesboro played West Lawrence, and it's a team that blew out South Effingham last week, and they took care of the Blue Devils tonight 22-6. Appling County, Wayne County, well, Wayne County takes that win 38-7. Now let's toss it back out to Greg at Memorial Stadium for a look at what's next. How you doing, Greg?
Hey, Connor, well, we are just getting started here tonight on the Friday Night Blitz on WSAV. So you might be wondering, where's Benedictine? Well, they are coming up after the break, and they have an interesting story to tell. They played here at Memorial Stadium back on Tuesday. They wiped out Groves 64-0, but they're playing again tonight in a rivalry game on just 3 days rest. We will see how the Cadets did after the break on the Friday Night Blitz. We are back on the Friday Night Blitz on WSAV from Memorial Stadium in Savannah, the beautiful new public school stadium that is going to host so many more games like the great one we saw tonight between Jenkins and Windsor Forest. Well, time for our Subway performance of the night, and we're taking you back out to South Effingham, but we are not talking about the Mustangs, now losers of more than a couple in a row. We are talking about D. Bethea from Pierce County. This is a team that is totally back. They racked up more than 500 yards tonight on offense. More importantly, he caught a touchdown, he rushed for a touchdown, he was all over the field for them, so he was terrific in that Pierce County win. Well, for highlights on the rest of the games, including that big Benedictine one tonight, trying to stay undefeated on the season, let's go back to Connor in the WSAV studios.
Thank you very much, Greg. Hurricane Florence forcing teams to reschedule games last week for Benedictine. That means a short week. They won the makeup game Tuesday, but can they make the quick turnaround to move to 4-1? Savannah High would like to stop the Cadets in their tracks, though. Tonight's game played at Ted Wright Stadium. Savannah State has an away game. Opening drive, Savannah High's Dante Harris is going to hit Majoron Williams, but Williams coughs up the pigskin. Jake Reese, the ball hawk, is the reason why it came out, and the Cadets take over. Benedictine's going to waste no time after they get this ball, making the Blue Jackets pay. James Epps fakes out basically everyone in the stadium, including our camera guy, and he'll take off. That's right around the edge. He's going to score. 7-0 BC, still in the first quarter now. Cadets with the ball again. Rico Powers, living up to his last name, is going to turn on the Jets in a big way. He is soaring towards the end zone because of some great blocking, and also the dude's just got legs for days. 14-0 Benedictine. This team showing no signs of wear and tear. Mind you, they just played a game a few days ago. Cadets would finish the first quarter off with another touchdown from the main man, Rico Powers. Very similar result, a 67-0 thrashing of Savannah High. All right, a battle between two teams that, frankly, wish the year was just going differently. Both Islands and Groves haven't picked up that first W. Someone has to win tonight, though. Kalen Deloach going to Florida State to play linebacker, but tonight he's taking handoffs. And boy, does he have patience. Bouncing off these dudes, and just, I'm not surprised. The guy's a machine. Keeps those legs churning until he's finally taken down 30 yards later. Islands finishes the drive off as Thomas Garner easily takes this one in. We're in the second quarter, and it is 44-6 Islands. Yeesh. Teams head to the locker room, and when they came back out, it's all about the Islands. Oh, James Shellman barrels over a couple of defenders for the first down. He's got offers from Michigan and Ole Miss. Sharks got bite, sure, but the Rebels still have some heart in them. Bachman back to pass again, decides to air one out basically into your living room. Picked off by Dante Uter, one of the bright spots for Groves, but they still can't pull out this win. 57-6. All right, time for our Blitz Play of the Week presented by Subway. Folks, when you're done with this newscast, call ESPN, tell them this needs to be on their top 10 plays. How does Darius Bush come down with this? David Tyree-esque catch here to make it, and Jenkins got the win over Windsor Forest because of a catch like this. And a reminder, WSAV and Ford are teaming up to highlight you, the fans. We are out in full force all across the state, really, Friday night, taking pictures of everyone. You can check out our photo gallery on WSAV.com/BuiltFordToughFans. And remember, America's strongest trucks are built Ford Tough. That's all the highlights and action from this week in high school football. We're getting into the meat of conference play, though, next week. We'll see you then.